All right, welcome. I wanted to go over a few things again about taking tests that you'll be using through Honorlock. So there are a few things. These are all in the syllabus. You can read about them. So if you go to page 3 of the syllabus, uh, you can read about all of these things. So you are allowed to use an online scientific calculator. Uh, okay. Um, for all exams except for test one. Actually, I'm going to allow the calculator for test one as well. So, so you can ignore that part of it. It will be available. Uh, you are allowed, but for the practice test, the Honorlock practice test, if you haven't taken that yet, you do need to use. You aren't allowed to use a calculator on that one. So you are allowed to use the show your work feature on my math lab. That's your scrap paper. It's on the computer. Again, see the video. Maybe I'll step through a little more with it here on this one as well. You're not allowed to use any external device, phone, laptop, calculator, computer. You're not allowed to use scrap paper or notes. Each problem again has the show your work button. You're not allowed to use a handheld calculator. You're not allowed to use a phone for any reason. You're not allowed to use any websites. If you attempt to open Zoom or any other non-allowed app on the exam, your grade will be a 0. You're not allowed to use Google or ChatGPT or any other AI. You're not allowed to open any other math lab material other than the test. There's to be no talking by anyone during the test. Make sure you're in a quiet room by yourself. Your computer screen is recorded. Your video is recorded. And deviations to testing requirements are noted. I review your test. If you do an internet search, that is cheating. If you do a problem that requires a calculator written work that's not shown on the computer screen that's being recorded, then you are using an external device or unallowed app and will receive a 0 for the exam. You are then not allowed to make up the test. In addition, you may be required to take all future tests at a college testing center. Please follow the guidelines for your testing area. Sure it's well lit. Sit at a desk or table, lying down, sitting on a bed. Those things are not allowed. Clear your desk of all materials. Put your phone in a different room. Show your work area, entire room during the room scan. No visible writing on desks, walls, or scrap paper is permitted prior to or during the test. Close all third-party programs and windows before logging in. Avoid loud music, television, or other distractions in the background. No one else should be present in the testing environment. Communication with others is prohibited. Okay. Again, for your work, since you can't use scratch paper during the exam, use the show your work area on the test. Okay. Please follow these guidelines. Don't leave the room. Take your computer into another room. Breaks aren't allowed. Hats, hoodies, earplugs, all these things are prohibited. Your face must remain visible. Okay. So these are your testing rules. Okay. You need to make sure you follow them for all of your exams. Okay. Um, Again, deviation for that could depending on the severity of it, could uh, go as far from you having to retake the test because you didn't follow the rules, or to getting a 0, depending on how severe the violations are. Okay, so that is again right there in the syllabus. Please familiarize yourself with that. Now, you're going to use again the Honorlock link module, Honorlock exams. Below Honorlock, there's a video here, taking an exam using Honorlock. Uh, they will also be this video as well will be linked here. You'll click on the Honorlock LTI. Right, and actually I need to change things here. So let me go back and show you one more time. You'll click on the Honorlock LTI. You'll come down here, Honorlock practice test. Click launch. Okay, that will then take you through the various Honorlock requirements, right? So you'll go through that. After that, um, you will then need to launch MyMathLab. So it'll give you a link. The link will actually take you directly to mymathlab.com. Take you directly to mymathlab.com. There you can sign in with the username and password you set up for MyMathLab. If you absolutely need to, maybe you forgot your MyMathLab password, you can always go back to Brightspace and click the MyMathLab link. I have seen students do that during some of their Honorlock exams. But then you'll come into your class, click on your class, click the assignment tab, scroll down to the test, and click that. Now, when you do, that's going to ask for a password. Okay, next to you at this point should be the Honorlock Assistant. Okay, click the Honorlock Assistant, it will enter the password for you. Now, I'm not doing it through Honorlock, so I'm going to real quickly put the password in. That will take you to this screen, and click Start. Okay, and then you'll be taking your quiz. As you're taking the quiz, right at the bottom is the Show Work screen. Again, you can hand draw. I've seen students do that. You don't have to do that. You can type with the equation editor. So here you click the little pi symbol, click on the screen. It gives you a box. If you click the little plus minus sign symbols there, these are your functions. The biggest one you'll probably be using is a fraction one. All the other ones, the numbers and stuff, are on the keyboard. All right, so if you needed to do a fraction, 5/8. Just like that. But maybe you need to do plus, you have to add that to something. Maybe you need 5/8 plus 2/7. Right, and that was your addition problem. And it doesn't have to look perfect. What you need to write down to show your work, okay? So if there's a problem and you're able to do it by using the Desmos calculator, the Desmos scientific calculator, then do it on that screen, okay? And you're able to work the problem out on the Desmos calculator, then do that. That's awesome. Great. Okay. And of course, I can turn that back to a fraction if I need to. So if you're able to do that and you did your work on the Desmos calculator, you don't have to show the screen or you don't have to show the work. Okay. But I need to be able to see what you're doing, whether that's using the calculator or you're writing out work by hand. Okay. That's what the show work area is for. Okay. All right. So that is how you will test. Okay, that is how you will test. Okay, any questions, please email me, contact me, stop in one of the Zoom meetings. Okay.